Okay, so in this video I want to talk about the Sigma 18-35 f1.8 art lens that you see mounted here on the Blackmagic Pocket 6K. So I've only had this lens now for about 3 days, but I just wanted to give a quick synopsis about my thoughts and opinions on it, using it on the 6K. I also was hoping to use it on my DSLR, but I don't think that's really going to happen, and I'll talk about that a little bit later in this video. So first, let's look at the quality of this thing. So I've never owned a Sigma lens before, but I have borrowed them from friends. I borrowed a 50 prime one time that was awesome. This thing, as far as quality goes, the way it feels and the way it looks, it just feels solid when you hold it in your hand. It's a really got some weight to it. You know, this is all metal here. The grip on it, very good grip. The lens cap pops off nice and easy and goes back on. Very simple, and it stays on nice and tight. So that part of it, very good. As far as like the throw on the focus ring here, let's see if we can get it. Okay, so right there I'm hitting one stop, and if I go the other way, it's about that far, and I hit the next stop. So nice and quiet. And it's also quiet when you zoom with the camera. Now the camera itself makes noise when you zoom, but the lens is fine. Now as far as the zoom, also this is internal. It doesn't move in and out, which I love. I love that. So the throw of the zoom is very short. That's it. That's it. And the weight of the lens made me change the way I have my handle here. I used to have my handle facing that way, but now to balance it right and for carrying the camera and carrying it so it's balanced pretty decently, I had to flip my lens or my handle around this way over top of the lens. So now there's a few reasons why I made the purchase of this lens for this specific camera and this setup here. And the main reason is it's a fast lens, and I wanted something that would emulate a 50 prime when I'm shooting in 2.8K. I like to shoot a lot in 2.8K on this camera because I can do the 120 frames per second, nice slow-mo, and when you do that, if you know anything about the Blackmagic, you know that when you're in 2.8K, it crops in on the sensor, which zooms in. And when it zooms in, if you have a 50 prime on there, it's not a 50 prime anymore. And I just like that look of having a 50 prime for most of what I shoot. Now, I have put my 70-200 on here. I've put my 24-70, you know, all different configurations. But when I'm shooting in that 2.8K, I like to go for that 50 prime look, and by setting this at around let's see, I think it's like 30 millimeters, it gives me very close to the 50 prime look. So I was able to get out and shoot with this the other morning. It was a cloudy morning. I didn't have a variable density filter for it, but because it was cloudy enough, I was able to shoot without a variable neutral density filter. This takes a 72 millimeter filter, and I have 77s, I have 82s, I have 58s, I just 67s, I think, but I don't have a 72. So I ordered a 72 for it. I got that coming, but I was able to go out and shoot in some low light, and you can see that footage here, and it just, I liked it. It's I was able to get some good sharpness out of it. Of course, I'm shooting in, you know, like a log file with this camera, so you have to do your sharpening in post, but in the end I was really happy with the footage, the way it graded out and everything like that. So my initial thoughts are, for this camera, this lens with this camera, I think I'm really going to like it. But now, as far as my DSLR, I wasn't so happy with it. I stuck it just for giggles. I put it on the Canon 6D, which is a full frame, and horrible vignetting. Like even zoomed all the way out, horrible vignetting. If you zoomed all the way in, you lose the vignetting. I'm going to try it on a crop sensor camera and see if there's any change in it. I haven't done that yet. I'll get out one of my crop sensors and try it on that. But on the 6D, it just, horrible vignetting. But I'm not too upset about that because I mainly purchased it for this. And for this, there's no vignetting at all. Put it on the Blackmagic Pocket 6K, no vignetting. I'm not going to say it's the perfect lens for this camera, at least not at this point. I've only had it for 3 days. But I will say that it looks like it's going to be a good matchup for this camera for what I do. And I just wanted to, give quick thoughts, put it up on my YouTube channel, and just for people that may be thinking about getting one. Okay, and so real quick, I'll just talk about the actual whole setup here. So I have the Blackmagic Pocket 6K. It's in a Smallrig cage. It's the full cage. I have it's a Smallrig handle, and I'm shooting to a SanDisk SSD with a holder here. The holder is not Smallrig. It's this Lamparte. And then I also have a cable lock here for the SSD. I have this little cheese plate bar down here. I had been trying some different configurations of where I had this. So now this battery, talk about that a little bit. This is just like a cheap battery. There'll be links for all this stuff in the description box under the video. But this battery, for the price, I think it was like 29 bucks on Amazon. You can't beat it. I shoot all day with it. Sometimes I'll just turn the battery on and I just leave it on while I'm shooting, and then even while I'm just like carrying around. Also, you still have the regular battery in there as a backup, so that if you needed to switch out batteries in the middle of shooting something, which never happens for me, but either way, I love this battery. I know it's kind of a weird configuration. The battery holder wouldn't hold it the way I wanted it to, so I just put a bungee on there, and I make these bungees myself. So it's a custom length bungee. This material here is just a packing material from a DJI drone. It's that laser cut foam, and it's nice and solid. I mean, it's not going anywhere. I also have the hood. The hood is great. The hood comes off very easily. The frame for the hood stays on, and then the hood will collapse, and you can put it in your backpack, camera bag, whatever. And that's just my overall configuration right now. I have this cable on here for my mic. I typically use the Rode mic, the video mic, the small one, and I'll mount it in various places, and sometimes I even have it on an arm away from the camera, so therefore I just kind of have that thing wrapped around there. And a little bit of gaffer's tape up here on the handle for a grip, because this handle actually is very slippery. I was out in the rain the other day, and it was even slipperier yet. Cheese plate here for the battery mount, the clip that holds the battery. And that's pretty much it for the setup of what I have there. I also have a bubble level here. Don't really use it too much, but I had it, so I stuck it on there. But as I shoot with this lens more, I will do an updated video and give my thoughts. I'll probably give it another maybe month, maybe 2 months of shooting with it to see how it works out. I can't wait to get a variable density filter on here and shoot with that. Hey, if you like this video, hit like, hit subscribe, come back, check out some more stuff. I put up all different kinds of stuff about the Blackmagic, and then sometimes I'll just put up video clips that I shoot, different things like that. But hit like, hit subscribe, and come back again.